Good evening, everyone. I got a couple of questions from a viewer, Gerald. He asked, how do you keep tension out of the shoulders when lifting the elbows, and from keeping tension out of the hands when playing with more arm weight? Well, it starts with relaxation. Adele Marcus, they used to call her the butcher of Juilliard. She taught there for many, many years. A lot of the greatest pianists that are playing today. And she said, listen here, it starts with relaxation. And it does. So, if you can sit on the front half of your bench and sit right in front of middle C to begin with, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, let your arms just hang like wet ropes, heavy, heavy, and imagine them dripping from the tips of your fingers. They're that loose and relaxed. You should feel the heaviness of your arms. And then if you can set your elbows in the keys, and you've got plenty of room to stand between your bench and your piano, and you set your elbows in the keys, and you lift your feet off the ground, you'll feel that full body weight pressing down on the keys. That's what you're balancing. Just like when you've got a violin bow in your hand, the bow has a little hole in it. It's the rosin is on the horsehair going out this way. There's a hole near the frog at the end where you pull tighten the tension on it, and your thumb it goes through that hole, and the bow rests on it. Your arm can rest on a piano key. Same way, no tension in the hand. The hand is relaxed. So, but the end joint is steel. It's firm because that's what's holding you in the balanced position. Just like the thumb is holding the weight of the bow on it. So if I want a big sound, I've got to be able to lift all that weight, leaving the shoulders dropped. And there's a little exercise a friend of mine, Dr. Lorna Young, showed me. If you imagine a bicycle wheel for each shoulder, and that wheel has spokes going in all the different directions, lift the right shoulder up, straight up, and the left shoulder straight down. Then start to rotate the wheel and go out with the top one and down with the left one, and then keep going till it's reversed and the right one is right down as far as it can go and the left one as high as it can go to the ceiling, and keep going around till you've completed the full cycle, and then drop, and then repeat it in the other direction. So it's just a way of loosening up tension could be in your shoulders before you even start, so that it's going to start with relaxation. Then feel how heavy those arms are. And remember, gravity is going to accelerate you right through to the ground. You can drop slowly, but if you were Mike Phelps and you're going to dive right through into the pool, you're going to go right down through, and the water is pushing back at you, so you can slow down as you're going in that sense. But you're going right down through to the ground, right down to the bottom. Lift the weight of those arms, the whole arm. Think of the whole arm, the heaviness of the whole arm. You've got to be able to drop in the elbow in order to produce a lovely tone. Have that balance and then relax the hand. So if you imagine diving down to the bottom and then you've got to get back up, you're going to use not just your fingertips to get back up, you're going to use the triceps and the shoulders and the back, and use your strength to get through the water to get back up quickly. So you need to have that cycle as part of your arsenal to be able to do it in the keys when you're playing. So it's just you need to do a lot of slow practice, slow, heavy practice, and lift the unused fingers way up. And then link the notes. So if I do that and I go throw the elbow up, imagine there's a puff of air comes up, or a tornado goes through, or a hurricane, and lifts the roof off the house and your seat goes up with it, and you come crashing down. So when you're coming down, shoulders are still dropped, and you're following through in the wrist, and then you're drawing. So it's like drawing the violin bow on the string. When you want more power, you're going to use more of your back and more of your seat weight. But when you want quieter, make your magic. Each note is precious. Draw with that tip, but have that little snap in the tip at the same time. It's after you go through that cycle that you're going to use the strength to bring you back up to the next crash in. So when you want a good tone, each note, the flesh, you have to remember this. Lift your feet, and that comes crashing down. That's why you don't start to lift your elbows and you don't start to tighten your shoulders in the drop. You have to link over to the next. So you can put regret in your sound. You can linger with pain in a single note, and you'll draw on the emotion of the listener. But if you push the key down, you get nothing. You just get cacophony, no sine curve, no wave to the vibration that you're reaching the audience with. You want the warmth and the tenderness and the caring and the compassion. So that's just a few ideas I thought of maybe. Well, if I did just be aware of dropping in the elbow, releasing on the way up and dropping in the elbow and relaxing, and then your arm weight is in the key and you can come up with the wrist and over the next note and link it. If you want a bigger sound, let's say I was doing the Polonaise and I'd go slowly, just one note at a time, because I need to be able to build it up anyway. And so I need to have control when I play quietly from touching the keys. It's all that energy that you got, like it's your power. It's the life force of your music. So then when you sing, it's just so much easier. There's no intention of having to get loose in your shoulders. That's already dead weight. It's just lifting the elbow and that weight to get it drop, to surrender to gravity, and it gets diving down, and then you draw. So drop and draw, and it's going to give you like this kind of thing. If I release on the way up, but you've got to have the count too. You've got to have the micro count. Everything has to be in place. Like I can count in eighths for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. But I'm aware that I can drop in my elbow, and that's my power. So I hope that gives you a few ideas, and enjoy your practicing, listening to every note, making every note precious. Have a good night. Bye-bye.